Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I'm here with a Christmas tree. um, so yeah, basically how this all started was from the lovely Debbie Browne. Debbie Browne is a lovely lady from the UK, very new here to YouTube, and I had seen a shabby chic tree that the lovely Debbie had made for Mary, who was Mary Barrett, and I just thought it was the most beautiful thing. I was totally inspired by it. And then the lovely Debbie set up her own channel and uploaded a tutorial of how she had made her tree. And I can honestly say, I don't know how Debbie can actually make them as quick as what she makes them. Now, I think she said her first one took her about 9 hours, but at the moment I think the lovely Debbie is making about 4 or 5 a week. So hats off to you, Debbie, because I can so appreciate the amount of time and work that you're putting into them. And Debbie had also mentioned the ladies that she got inspiration from, and one of them was the lovely Jeanette, who is Scrappy Happy XOXO over in Australia. And I just had to give one a go. I knew I wouldn't be able to rest until I would see how I would get on and how I would fare with it. And I thought it would be lovely in my craft room, and I've kind of styled it in a way that it's actually something that can be up all year round. So that's my plan. So yeah, basically I watched the lovely Debbie's tutorial. I then went over and I watched snippets of other people's tutorials of how they'd done them, and this is what I've ended up with. I have to say I thoroughly enjoyed making it. Would I make one again? Possibly not this year because excuse me, they actually do take an awful lot of time, I have to say. You know, the cutting of the fabric into the squares, you know, folding them over, making them into the peaks, layering everything up. You know, there's an awful lot of work in them, but I have to say I'm delighted that I tried it, and I'm actually really happy with how it turned out. I really am. So the lovely Debbie used fabric on hers for all the different layers, and then she added in appliques, lace, doilies, bits of bling, you know, all those kind of little snippety bits that you have left over to decorate hers. But I decided to use, I'd say probably 95% of the actual tree is actually organza, and it's probably showing up as red probably here on the camera, but it's actually this lovely pink. It's like a shimmery kind of pink, and it has these flecks of like little gold and silver kind of threads going through it. And the reason I chose organza is I love organza. I love that when you cut it, it kind of, you know, goes tatty, and you know, all the threads are kind of, you know, wild and kind of free. And I thought for doing a shabby tree, this was the way I was going to go. And I love the way, the shape that it actually came out as well. I suppose it was a bit more difficult. I suppose maybe I should have tried it in fabric first, because with fabric, obviously the weight, you know, gives you your layers, whereas with organza it tends to bounce back. It's one of those fabrics, it's uncontrollable at times. It kind of has a mind of its own. So I kind of struggled at some points with the different layers. You know, I felt I had loads of gaps in some places, and then I was kind of going back and filling in the gaps. But as I say, they do take a bit of time, but I would definitely recommend, ladies, if you do have, you know, that small bit of time, definitely give one a go, because they are so much fun. I lost count at about 300 squares after cutting out about that many. Now I have to say, my lovely hubby, he was all hands on deck as well. He cut so many squares as well, and you know, I got the look every now and then as if to say, are we done? Can I stop cutting? But he did, in all fairness, he kept going with me. So I basically, as he was cutting the squares, I was kind of gluing them together and pointing them, and I did exactly as Debbie said, you know, just got a tub, and as I was gluing them and making the peaks, I was just throwing them into the tub, and before I knew it, the tub was kind of full. And I started off with a glass bottle underneath. So you can use a wine bottle, or you can use also, you know, the cones, the styrofoam kind of tree cones. Now I have got those alright, but I wanted them for other projects, so I left them alone. So I went with the glass bottle, And basically what you do is you have, I decided to do, I think there's 3 layers on mine, but you start off with, you know, you can use cardboard. You know, I certainly wouldn't say, you know, use your best cardstock or, you know, 300 GSM or anything like that. Cardboard will do perfectly fine because it disappears. You actually can't see the cardboard. So you start off with a large circle. That's what I did. Obviously with a hole in the centre to slot it over the barrel. I had a medium layer, or a medium circle I should say, sorry, and then a smaller circle for the top. And you just basically build up your layers up and up and up until you get to the top. And yeah, this is what I've ended up with. Yeah, I'm really pleased with it, I have to say. I'm proud of myself that I actually did it, because I have to say there were some points of, yeah, gluing and cutting that I thought, oh, you know, I'm actually going to give up on this. I'm going to make flowers or something. But I kept it going, and I'm glad that I did. So that's the basic kind of idea of it. And I have to say Debbie's tutorial was absolutely fantastic. You know, and she brings, you know, laughter into it, and, you know, she just made it look so incredibly simple, and you enjoyed watching the tutorial, I have to say. And, you know, I suppose it kind of kept me going, you know, it kept me going. I had the voice in the back of my head going, go on, go on, go on, keep going. So yeah, this is what I've ended up with. As I say, I've used probably 90, I'd say probably 95% organza on it. It's all the same colour, and then I have done some filler in pieces. So we've got some white netting, I've got some cream embroidered cotton, I've got some pink cotton, there is some of the pink tulle in there. Yeah, and then on the base, I'm not going to pick it up because it's quite a weighty kind of thing, but on the base you actually leave a bit of a gap, obviously where your first layer starts. So I've just covered mine in like a cream fabric, and then I have went around it again in a crochet trim, just to give that kind of bit of a shabby style. And then for decoration, I had some bits and pieces. Now I was going to kind of put in appliques, and I was going to put in, you know, kind of bling pieces, but I said no. I kind of stopped myself because I thought the organza was enough, and I thought it might take away from, you know, all the folding and the twisting. It would take away really from, you know, the work that had kind of went into it. So what I did was I had these beautiful stick pins gifted to me from 3 ladies. These gorgeous ones here, which are like, I'm going to pop this out so you can see. These were made for me by the lovely Annie, who is Rosie Posy Crafts here on YouTube. And Rosie, that's the name, Rosie. Annie made these beautiful stick pins for me for my challenge. So I decided to take some of those, and I think there is 3 in there. I'm just going to pop it back in there. There's 3 of those. Then I have this beautiful one down here that was made for me by the lovely Eva over in Greece, again for my challenge. And then there is one over here at the side, and this one was made by the lovely Karina from Denmark. And then on here I have these beautiful, absolutely gorgeous angel wings, and these were made for me by the lovely Siobhan, who was Pearl and Button. And Siobhan made these for me last Christmas, and they're in my craft room all year round. I have them up on my shelf, and I just think they're absolutely stunning. You know, there is beautiful laces on it, there's pearls, there's trim, there's tulle, then a beautiful bling centre right here. So I put that over the top, because obviously you have a skewer coming out the top that makes your final point. So I hung them back over there, over the top I should say. And then I have a flower on the front, and these are both made from the lovely Belinda Coombs over in Australia. Again, Belinda made these for my challenge, and this one has had quite a bit of a journey around the place. This one I actually turned into, I had a wedding during the summer, and I made a fascinator out of it. So I had, you know, the tulle going across one eye, and I had the feathers and all the jazz going on, and I used this as my central point on the actual fascinator. So yeah, that's been to a wedding, an Irish wedding, which is quite a feat in itself, and it survived it. So yeah, so what I did was I took it back off the fascinator and I put it on the front because I just thought it was adorable on the tree. And then when you turn it around, so you can have the tree either way you want, it's obviously plain then at the back. If you can see, you can actually see all the layers there when there's not all the kind of the bits and bobs going on at the front. So you can see all the, like, it's literally, there's hundreds upon hundreds of layers there. And then this other flower at the top was also made by the lovely Belinda. And I just thought, you know, you could have the tree either way you want. You could have it kind of, you know, with the fancy bits on the front, or you could have it just plain. And it's got a bartle top in the centre, and this beautiful vintage image of a little girl, and a beautiful pink doily behind it. And these flowers are absolutely stunning. I know the camera won't do them justice, but I just thought they were beautiful up the top. And you know, I think really, to be honest, it's going to be something I'm probably going to keep up all year, I have to say, because I just love it. I really do love it. And yeah, I have a stand over there that's looking a bit lonely. It has got nothing up on top of it, so I think that's what I'm going to do. And what I decided to do was add some lights. Now, I'm not really sure if I'm going to keep the lights or not, but I'll turn them on, and ladies, see what you think, and whether I should leave the lights or take the lights off. So hopefully, sorry now, you're probably going to be glared. I don't know actually if they're even going to show up in the daytime. Can you see? I hope nobody is being absolutely glared now in the face with that. But yeah, so I've just used LED lights. So you can find them absolutely anywhere at this time of the year. And they're on the very, very fine wire, so you can hide them, and you can do bits and pieces, and you can bend them, you know, you can totally bend them into different shapes and stuff. So yeah, I have the lights on. I don't know if I'll keep them or not, but look, at the moment I think I will, but probably now definitely coming into the month of December, you know, and at night time I think it's going to look very, very pretty. So yeah, ladies, that's what I've been up to, my shabby chic Christmas tree. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a feat. I have burns, glue gun burns in places I didn't know you could get burnt, but yeah, it's been enjoyable. It's been enjoyable, and myself and the hubby are still talking after it. So yeah, that's always a good sign. He really did. He put all his might into cutting all those squares, I have to say. So ladies, I'm going to say goodbye for now. Thanks everybody for watching, and as I say, ladies, give them a go. You know, so incredibly beautiful. And take a look at the lovely Debbie. Her fabric one's absolutely incredible, and mine is tiny. No, mine is big. It's kind of, I don't even know what height it is, but it's quite big. You can imagine a wine bottle, and then obviously with your skewer on top, so it's quite large. But Debbie's are humongous. They're absolutely massive, and she has literally tons upon tons upon tons of fabrics in them, and then all the beautiful laces as well that she adds them. So yeah, I'm going to leave Debbie's name in the description box below. Please pop over and, you know, say hello to this lovely lady. Give her some support. As I say, she's incredibly new. I think she's only on a couple of weeks, and her projects are absolutely gorgeous. So ladies, I'm going to say goodbye for now. I've done enough yattering on for long enough. It was meant to be a quick project share. So yeah, I'm going to say goodbye for now, ladies, and I'll talk to everyone very soon. Getting tongue tied. Bye for now.